forward, march. Right, face. Take your seats.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Suffolk Police Department's badge pinning ceremony. I'm Major Cassandra Garvin, Deputy Chief in charge of administration, and on behalf of the City of Suffolk and the Suffolk Police Department, I'd like to thank you for attending our ceremony today. This time I'd like to invite the Clerk of Court, Mr. Randy Carter, forward to swear in our officers.
Stand by. Please stand.
If you would raise your right hands and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Travis Rankin,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
incumbent upon me as
incumbent upon me as
a police officer
a police officer
with the City of Suffolk Police Department,
with the City of Suffolk Police Department,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
You may lower your hands and congratulations to you all.
Take your seats.
At this point, will the designees to pin the badges come forward, please, and receive the badges from Chief Bennett. Officers, if you'd like to come stand on this side.
Stand by. Please stand. Right, face. Forward, march. Left, face.
You may pin your officer. Officers and guests, please take your seats. I'll now ask Chief Thomas Bennett to come to the podium to provide his comments.
Thank you, Major, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to our modified badge pinning ceremony. And the reason I say modified is we're right, as everyone knows, we're right in the middle of dealing with the coronavirus situation, and we're trying our best to limit all personnel's multiple contacts. So we have decided your academy graduation tonight has been canceled for those concerns, to try to keep everything as small and limited as we can. We did the same thing here, canceling the badge pinning ceremony that we usually have, but we wanted to do something because today is a special day for y'all. You're graduating from the police academy. You're becoming a certified officer, and that is a very important day in your lives. All of us, all of the folks sitting behind you that just pinned you and I, we distinctly remember our graduation from the police academy. Back when I was a cop many, many years ago, we didn't have badge pinnings, we just had an academy graduation. But we wanted to do something today, so we're doing this modified limited badge pinning for y'all. And I want to share this with you. Sometimes not so good situations turn into something that you'll always remember and become even more special. Y'all are going to have, or y'all are having, a badge pinning and graduation different than any other police officers in this area have ever had and probably will ever have. You had a police academy graduation at the academy. That never happens. Family and friends were not invited. That never happens. Today we're having this small gathering here for your badge pinning ceremony instead of a full city council chambers for obvious reasons that we've already talked about. But it's important to celebrate what you have accomplished. You are 1/3 of the way through your training now. You've completed the police academy. Now you're going to do what we call post-academy. You're going to come back here to Suffolk, and you're going to start getting the classes and the things we need to teach you on how to specifically police in Suffolk. You get a lot more training. Some of it's classroom, some of it's practical exercises. And then once you complete that after a few months, you'll be going to your third phase, and that's FTO training. And that is when you take everything you've learned in the academy, everything in post-academy, and you go out and ride with a senior officer and you put what you've learned into work, so to speak. That is when you're going to learn the most, okay? It's one thing to sit in a classroom and talk about doing police work. It's a whole other thing to go out on the street and do it. And that's where you really learn, and that's where you learn critical lessons. One thing I like to talk about is one of the first things I learned as a rookie when I got out on the street. The very first night I got yelled and screamed at by my FTO. We went to a burglary call, and it was at night, and I got out of the car and I grabbed my flashlight. I'm right-handed, so I grabbed the flashlight with my right hand. We checked the building, and after we got done, he asked me, "You know what critical mistake you just made?" And I said, "No." He said, "You never, ever, ever carry your flashlight or anything else in your gun hand, ever, when you're on a call. Because the first thing, if something bad happens, the first thing you got to do is go for that gun. And if you got something in your hand, you got to get rid of it, and that's going to cost you a second or two. And that could mean the difference in you living and dying in our line of work. So never carry nothing in your gun hand, so to speak." That was one of many lessons that I learned, and one of many lessons that you will learn to keep yourself safe so you can go home every night. So that's the kind of stuff you're going to learn, the little tricks of the trade, so to speak. Pay attention to your FTOs. They've been around. They know what they're doing. They're going to teach you a lot. And we'll talk some more about that later. I want to give you a few tips on things that I think are absolutely essential to be successful as a police officer. Number one is honesty and integrity. There is nothing more important in our line of work and in this department as your honesty and integrity. I have to trust everything you're saying is the truth. The judge has to trust that what's coming out of your mouth is the truth when it comes down to your word against somebody else. If you lose that integrity, you cannot be a police officer anymore. There's no such thing as a small lie or a big lie in this department. You tell the truth all the time. If you fail to tell the truth, you will not be working here anymore. That's how important it is. I want to make sure everybody understands that. Secondly, learn from your mistakes. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Try not to make any huge mistakes. And you're going to make a lot of little ones. We all do. I still make mistakes. I made one this morning. But learn from them and never make the same mistake twice. You understand what I'm saying? There's no excuse in doing something stupid twice. Do your best. Give your best effort. You're going to develop your own style. You are going to figure out what you like to do in police work, okay? And what by that I mean, some of us really like to do traffic enforcement, whether it's working accidents, writing, radar tickets or traffic tickets. Some of us don't particularly care for traffic. I hated working accidents. I love doing criminal stuff, catching drug dealers and stuff like that. Some people like going into specialty areas. Some people like going into K-9, SWAT team, dive team. We got drone team, you name it, we got it here. We're not as big as Norfolk and Virginia Beach, but we got every single thing that they've got here. So you have many opportunities to do what you want to do. Find out what you want to do and do it. And don't sit back on your backside and wait for it to come to you. You should never do that in life. If you want something, go after it, okay? Never stop learning. Just like I told you a few minutes ago, I've been doing this for 35 years, going on 36 years now, and I learn something almost every day. And I make mistakes every once in a while still. So always learn. Listen to people. Watch the things that people do. Sometimes they're really good things. Sometimes they're stupid things. I can remember when I was your age and I was a young officer, I saw things and I swore to myself I'd never do what that officer just did, and I didn't. Or I saw a sergeant do or say something, and I swore when I became a supervisor I'd never do that, and I didn't. But you'll see many more good things than bad things. So pay attention to what's going on around you and take the best of everything you see. The last thing I'm going to talk to you about today is finding mentors. You need help in this line of work because you may think you know a lot now, you don't know nothing. You've got so much to learn. And there are a lot of people in this department with a lot of different expertise, so go to them and get help. Find somebody you can trust and go to, whether it's an FTO, whether it's a regular officer. For little things, go to them. Don't go to your sergeant every time you need to know any little thing. Go to other officers. Develop some relationships. There's lots of people out there that are willing to help you and become a mentor. So look out for those people. I can tell you right now today who mine were. I remember them like yesterday. So get a little help. You have to learn. Like writing your first search warrant. You've been taught how to do it, but I'm telling you right now, it's a big difference in doing it and going before the magistrate and swearing to it and actually doing it than listening to it in school. You'll need some help and you'll have questions. Have that person you can go to. I had to do that. I've also found that being successful in police work, generally you also need to work very hard, okay? If you're one of those people that just sit back and does the bare minimum, that's what's going to come to you in life, the bare minimum. If you want to advance and do good things, you got to go after it. Sometimes you need to be a little lucky. And a lot of times you need people in the right places to help you. Don't forget that. We all need a little help. These guys sitting in the row behind you that have been doing this for a long time like me, they'll tell you that. Everybody needs help in one way or another. So take advantage of the people that are out there to help you. In closing, I want to let each one of you know that we're very proud of what you've accomplished so far, and we're all looking forward to seeing what you accomplish down the road. There's no greater thing as a chief that I get pleasure from than seeing people do a good job and growing in their job. So we're expecting good things from y'all. Do your best, work hard, and you're going to be fine. You'll be great police officers. So once again, congratulations with regard to your graduation, and we're looking forward to having you as part of our team. Take care.
Thank you, Chief Bennett. This concludes our badge pinning ceremony. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations to the new officers.